Welcome to our first episode of the new survival series. In this first episode of Young and Untamed, our contestants are trying to survive on a coast. Coastal biomes are found all over the world, wherever an ocean meets the land and isn't in a polar environment. For example, Siberia and southern Argentina are not defined as a coastal environment. In this episode, our contestants are attempting to survive on a shore in the mid-Atlantic coast of North America, around here.
Hey Cole, what's this big mound doing here?
I don't know. It looks like a bunch of sand with grass on it.
Well, why's the grass here?
Unlike a warm climate desert like the Sahara, dunes in the coastal environment are not natural. They are generally man-made and serve a functional purpose. A dune's main function is to slow erosion and keep industrialized coastal areas safe. We have no idea how these boys found one. Let's change the question a little. What are those plants Cole and AJ are talking about? They also serve a purpose. The root system of these plants stabilizes the dunes and keeps them from flattening. On an ecological note, the dune plants provide a habitat and food for some species like different types of birds and insects. The plants also recycle the few nutrients found here, creating a foundation for the ecosystem. These guys also defy some expectations by simply existing. The high amounts of salt in the environment and just how they live in the sand are unexpected. But they still do it. How? The plants are adapted to withstand strong winds, salt sprays, and low nutrient soils. As previously mentioned, their roots anchor them in the sand, keeping them in place from flying away. Some plants the boys might find here are smooth cordgrass, American beachgrass, salt meadow cordgrass, glasswort, northern bayberry, goldenrod, and the rugosa rose. In the water, they might find some sea lettuce, a species of seaweed generally found in the area.
Cole, why is there so much water here?
I don't know.
Cole, what's this big pile of rocks?
I don't know.
Did we do a background check on these guys? Whatever, I guess. The water is there because the earth isn't smooth and has some areas lower than others, and water is denser than air. Therefore, the water goes to the lower parts and the air goes to higher. Asking about the rocks was a good question, though. That formation is called a jetty, which is a man-made formation typically made of rock which extends perpendicular to the shoreline. Jetties are primarily built to keep inlets, harbors, and rivers' mouths navigable. Jetties also help keep channels deeper by concentrating the water flow and keeping boat traffic maintainable.
So hot.
I know, dude.
Why is it so hot?
No clue.
Temperatures in a coastal environment on the mid-Atlantic coast of North America fluctuate a lot during the year, dropping to 15 degrees Fahrenheit in the winter months and rising to around 90 in the summer. With an average temperature of 53, this region's climate is normally considered moderate. However, it's the UV index that can be especially harsh. Most sites say an 8 to 10 on the UV index means a very high risk of sunburn and eye damage, with 11 being the highest. With this information, make an educated guess of the average UV index reading at its peak in the boys' location in the summer months. If you guessed 8 to 10, you'd be correct. To keep themselves safe, the boys should have brought sunscreen. A side note, while 50 plus SPF sounds great, it generally isn't. According to health professionals, it gives a false sense of security and leads to people spending more time in the sun than they would if only using SPF 50. The difference between SPF 30 and SPF 50 is minimal. SPF 30 blocks about 97% of UVB rays, and 50 blocks about 98%. So if you ever find yourself here, buy whatever's cheapest. Wearing any sunblock will suffice.
So hungry. How are we gonna eat?
Maybe we can fish.
Oh, you found a stick.
Yeah.
catch something?
Yeah. I caught a turtle.
A turtle?
In the water, Cole and AJ might find a variety of animals, such as the green sea turtle, gray seals, the common bull-nosed dolphin, sand tiger shark, striped bass, blueback herring, and the humpback whale. In the sand, they could see the mole crab, commonly called a sand crab. In the air, they could see the brown pelican or western gull. What the boys caught was a green sea turtle, which is not edible. If eaten, the boys are very likely to get chelonotoxism, a type of food poisoning only obtained from eating turtle. The symptoms are as scary as the name, including nausea, vomiting, and abdominal pain. In extreme cases, the boys might experience neurological disturbances like seizures, paralysis, and possibly a coma.
Alright, Cole, how many sticks did you find?
We found a couple sticks.
That's it?
That's it. We
it!
broke them apart. That's all we found.
We're gonna die! I think we should go try and build a house.
Probably should. Right now, AJ's digging us a hole. Don't know what for currently, but
We gotta have somewhere to live because I didn't do research and figure out where to live before we came out here.
There are, of course, a couple of ways they could light their sticks, despite having maybe 6 of them. They could do the 2 tried and true methods of rubbing 2 sticks together or striking rocks to create a spark. However, the majority of their sticks are assorted grasses and therefore are too limp to create enough friction to light a fire. Their best option is probably to go on the jetty and find some smaller rocks to clash together. Their second issue is shelter. Cole and AJ are attempting to dig into the sand and create a hole to sleep in for the night. This is a bad idea for a few reasons. First, sand is unstable and has the potential to cave in on them while they sleep. Especially if dry, the walls could break and flow into the hole, suffocating the boys. Another reason is how some animals live. For example, mole crabs live in the sand, as previously mentioned. If the boys dig into one of their large nesting rooms, they could disrupt them and potentially kill many of them. Many other species could be affected in similar ways. Although this is probably not the answer you wanted to hear, the boys have no potential for shelter. No trees can be found in the dunes, so no large sticks can be found to build a shelter. And rocks from the jetties are generally too heavy to move. Their best option is to either A, create a build-up instead of down, or B, to build a wall in the way of the wind.
hey guys, it's day 2. It's just become rats.
Unfortunately, AJ's untimely death means Cole has lost this week's challenge. I'm your host, Chase Johnson, and thank you for watching Young and Untamed.